That was the opening allegro movement of Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 27, Kurtel 595. Paul Kresh, if you'll share your thoughts with us.
Well, of course, it's never going to replace Mozart's own recording of this concerto with the Society of Ancient Instruments. But he was an old man of 34, I understand, when he wrote this. And the remarkable thing is that 20 series of concertos, starting with number 20 and going on through 27, the concerto had evolved under his genius from something modest and simple to something so complex and magnificent. Of course, it went on with Beethoven and the Romantics, but this is almost a perfect piece of music, and I don't think I need to go on about that. I had the feeling I was listening to modern instruments and a modern orchestra, which in its way is good. I didn't know they were allowed to record anymore. And a conductor with a command of this music that was very pleasing. I wasn't so sure that the pianist was on the same level as the orchestra, or even in the same spirit. His was a much more modest approach to this music, more modest than I prefer to hear it. I like it to be crisper, to be more acid, more brilliant. But still, this is a good recording of the Mozart. Of course, there are countless recordings of this concerto.
Do you have a favorite?
And well worth taking seriously.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes, my favorite happens to be, ridiculously enough, with I think it's Paulini.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Paul Kresh. David Dubal?
Well, I would say that this is a very beautifully recorded recording, and a beautiful piano, by the way. It's very relaxed. It is not the crisper Mozart 27th. I think that the conception is what Mozart really was at that moment, writing his last piano concerto. It has an autumnal glow to it. It's almost as if Mozart is saying, don't listen to my laughter, listen to the pain behind it. The tear beneath the smile, which is so prevalent in Mozart's music, and the older he gets. It's his last concerto. He had not written one in 6 years. He had sort of given up on the piano concerto in Vienna. He had exploited it immensely when he wrote 15 concertos in a 5-year span, all masterpieces. Some greater masterpieces than others, and as Paul said, I mean, he took the modest keyboard concerto, starting with some of Haydn's and Italian composers' examples, and made this into one of the great forms in history. If Mozart had never composed another note of any other form, we would find him immortal. The performance is well integrated, in my opinion, with the pianist and orchestra, and this flowing, relaxed quality is beautiful. It was beautifully played, the cadenza and so forth, and I liked it immensely. And I also like very much the other way of playing it, the a little more strident, a little bit more like the old Serkin Zell performance, which is marvelous. But this is almost an improvisation, and you can almost dream of Mozart here, near the end of his incredible career, dying 6 weeks before his 36th birthday, composing his last piano concerto in Vienna, and a sad man who, as I think Albert Einstein wrote to Myra Hess during the war, he said, well, we can't despair if the human race has produced a Mozart.
Yeah. Do you rate this as absolutely the finest? Paul, you talked about the numbers 20 through 27 all being masterpieces, and of course you are, David?
Oh, no. To me, the supreme masterpiece of Mozart concertos is the 24th concerto in C minor and the 25th in C major. Yeah. These are the greatest of all to me.
You agree with that, Paul?
Well,
I see you nodding.
I don't know whether I agree with that. When I hear the 23rd, I think that's the greatest.
Of course.
Of course.
Sure. Oh, yes.
I want you to know, Paul, that the performer and the conductor were totally in agreement because they were one and the same person.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely the same wavelength.
I felt
Howard Shelley, the soloist, and he apparently is principal conductor of the London Mozart Players, and that's the organization that we heard on this Chandos compact disc that also offers the Concerto Number 14, Koschel 449.
Howard Shelley.
Well, I think the orchestra got ahead of him.
Oh, all right then. You can cling to that notion. Thank you both, gentlemen. In a moment, our third pianist-composer, Franz Liszt, will be represented on today's first hearing. Gentlemen, first hearing will conclude now with the first movement of Franz Liszt's Piano Sonata in B minor. The movement is marked Lento assai, allegro energico.